We're now talking with John Slattery from Embraer at ISTAT. Thank you, John, for giving me a few minutes. Very simple question. Delta made a fleet decision last year in the 100 to 150 seat segment. And the question really is, how does someone like American, United, JetBlue, Alaska, do they have to respond to that kind of fleet decision or don't they? And how do you see that playing out?
Well, Addison, I think the first thing I would say when I think about Delta Airlines is they're an enormous customer of Embraer. In fact, when I left San Jose and I walked around the plant on my way here to San Diego, there are still brand new 175s being built and being delivered to Delta. So that's the first thing I would say. Delta continues to be a significant customer to Embraer. Relative to your specific question, for sure there's a reasonable possibility that we will see some activity going on with let's define it as the larger network carriers in the United States, where they operate 100 to 150 seaters at the mainline. That's probably something we will see over the course of the next number of years. When you think about American, Delta and United, they all have rates for pilots at the mainline level for 100 and 120 seaters. Now, when we think about a 120 seater as a case in point, the 195 E2 in a very comfortable 2 or 3 class configuration is a 120 seater. So that aircraft, compared to its larger sibling, let's say even an A320 Neo, has a 20% reduction in trip cost, and yet the unit cost per seat is almost identical. So from that perspective, we think the economics, particularly of the 195 E2, will be uniquely attractive to the larger network carriers in North America in the coming years.
I guess what I'm hearing you explain here is the target really is anything that's out there, anybody out there that has a 319, for example.
Or indeed a 737-700.
Right.
I think
right.
The economics of uniquely right-sized aircraft within the E2 family, just the bottom line economics are unique and they're rather special compared to the older technology. Remember, this is the only family in history, I believe, with 3 members or more that has a unique engine. A unique wing built for the fuselage. So the wings on the 95 are unique to that aircraft, the 90 wings are unique to that aircraft, and the 175 are unique to that aircraft. But with the 195 E2, which I think will be one of the platforms that will be very attractive in the North American market, not only did we increase the size of that aircraft significantly, but we increased the range by 30% at the same time. So it's an aircraft that's perfect for the contiguous United States, and also from the United States down into Latin America. I think we have a real opportunity going forward to compete and win business with the majors. In addition to that, the 175 E2 will enter into service in 2021, and I think at that stage we will have an aircraft that hopefully by late 2021 or 2022 will be scope approved for the North American market. And when I think about the 76-seater segment, Addison, that's a market that we have won 85% market share since 2013. So I think we have, in the US market in particular, I think we have a great opportunity both at the lower end with the 175, both the E1 and the E2, and at the upper end, a rather unique opportunity as we go forward with the 195 E2.
The final item that just crosses my mind as you're explaining these things: how influential do you think decisions in the U.S. market will be for Embraer beyond the U.S.? Do you think the U.S. is influential, or is it the other way around?
Oh, the U.S. is definitely influential. These are thought-leading airlines around the world. I mean, and of course, most of them are customers of ours today. American, Delta, United, JetBlue was our launch operator for the 190, Alaska Airlines. And I'm just mentioning the larger carriers. I'm not talking about the CPA providers, Republic Airways, SkyWest, the largest regional operator in the world. So these are definitely, by every metric, thought leader airlines and influencers around the world. We spend a lot of our time with those customers. We have huge incumbency with with a lot of those customers. But there's many new customers now coming to the table with that LCC model or the Ultra LCC model. And one of the things that we're excited about as we think about the US market and other larger markets where the LCCs and the Ultra LCCs are penetrating in a huge fashion. As those carriers are looking for and chasing yield, chasing profitability, not just market share, they're going away from the trunk routes where they're just dumping capacity, and they're going to those secondary and tertiary markets where there's less competition and the yield is higher. But they tend to be, by definition, slightly smaller markets. So you can't serve those markets on a consistent or a profitable basis with an asset you're abusing, i.e. a much bigger asset.
You have to right size.
You've got to right size. So that lower trip cost by 20%, coupled with not really being disadvantaged so much on the unit cost, it's a winning combination, not only in the United States, but right around the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.